What if her flavor of spicy is not her flavor of spicy?
I don't know. I'm reading one right now.
Also, do you want to be reading the same month that your sister-in-law reads? So that one scene, am I right?
I am reading one right now where the dedication was to girls who are neurospicy and just want to get reeled.
Oh no.
How's it going, folks?
We're feeling festive.
What are you talking about? I wear this every day.
Yeah.
We came all the way from the North Pole to wish you a merry holiday season.
Yeah.
Wherever you are and whatever you're celebrating.
Yeah.
Because we have listeners in Germany.
Oh.
Sprechen die Deutsch, apparently.
Oui. Oui,
Just offending as many people as possible in 30 seconds.
It's fine. The French need some humbling, you know?
Bonjour. Man, do they know how to revolt.
Jeez Louises.
They do. Have you seen them recently?
Santa's with us today.
Yep. Santa. Bye-bye.
Black Santa. We love Black Santa in this
I
house.
haven't watched The Grinch yet.
I haven't either.
Well, where is it on our Christmas list, which you should...
I think it's on...
Merry Movie Magic Calendar.
Next weekend, maybe?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Please.
I've got it right here.
You can save that on our Instagram, our TikTok, or our YouTube.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
We love a shareable.
And on that note, now that you're with us, please subscribe right now. Please. Then go on your phone, because I know you're watching this on your laptop, and you can go follow us on TikTok. Then you can follow us on Instagram. Then next Sunday, you can watch The Grinch with Halsey, because she'll be hosting on all the socials.
Today's Little Women with Bailey.
Yes, I get it. We can absolutely watch Little Women tonight and do your nails.
Do my nails?
Both.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because
I'm
going to spend a night.
When I'm taking your nails, your gel nail polish off, I'll put her gel nail polish on, and then I'll flip you.
We're acrobats.
Cirque du Soleil gel.
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, that was good.
No.
That was good.
Yeah.
We hope you're having a lovely holiday season. It's almost Christmas, and we're just in our cozy cozies, all in matching jammies.
And do Pod Pubs got matching pajamas?
Yeah, they do. But we're not going to torture them with that just yet because it's still a little toasty in here.
I'll send the picture of Wilson and his.
You can post it in the cut down of all of our matching jams. Let's revert to the thread. What were we talking about this week in the old Slack?
What are we noodling on?
Well, a few things. I don't know where we really want to start, but creative health.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that where you want to start?
Sure, but there was other attachments to that one, right? The languishing and the rotting.
So
it's all encompassing.
Yeah,
I think.
It was a different thread later on where I posted about bed rotting days, and I just added another link because I saw an Instagram post that was like saying that having one lazy day per week helps reduce stress, high blood pressure, and
anxiety,
mental health.
It reduces mental health. Well, it can only help.
Something. But whatever it is. But yeah, I'm a big fan of a bed rot day. I would have like in college.
Yeah.
Not bed rot days, but like my bed was where I like could recharge.
Yeah, you lived in it.
Yes.
For a few hours, days.
Yeah, like I would go into class and then I'd come back and I'd
be in that bed.
Change. I'd put like comfy pants on, but I'd leave like my nice shirt on so I could like quickly get changed and just go lay in my bed like right away.
Absolutely.
My roommate Leanne knew like as soon as I'd come back from class, like I'd go straight to my bed and just like lay down. I'm like, I'm so stressed.
I know.
Well, especially like a dorm room bed. There's something about it where you're just like, Not that I ever experienced it, but like from my friends' dorm experiences.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You kind of just need a rot place.
Yeah.
I just don't think we've had a word for it until recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, languishing and soaking it up and being lazy. I think that's what we called it, or what our parents called it.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
being lazy. You're always in your room. I'm like, it's because the world is too much.
Yeah. I'm recharging.
Yep.
I need my introvert
I
alone
need to
time.
soak in my own vibes,
Yeah.
Juices,
smells.
stanks.
Yeah.
On the creative health front, I'm going to get in there so that I can actually read from the thread, because I sent that TikTok from, I think she's a psychologist, and she told us to read a book after I commented on her video. But her name is Katina M.A. Psych and founder. And she was talking about how having a creative outlet is the net new millennial thing that we're doing for cognitive health, and how life is just so much more life-giving when you do have something other than your job or a child to soak up that creative goodness. Basically, there's this author named Catherine May, best-selling author, who talks about how a lot of Americans are not feeling alive lately.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like a shell of a human, very robotic. And a way to get out of that is having creative health and seeking out something that brings that life back into you. But you kind of have to go, like hobbies, go through a bunch of them to figure out what exactly you're interested in. But I have felt that way. The fulfillment of creating something with the podcast has done that exactly for me. And I also love how it's enriched our interpersonal lives and relationships.
Yeah.
Are you shopping right now?
No,
What are you doing?
I was on time hop. Sorry.
I
I was
time
listening.
hop.
I was looking for a thing because I saw it earlier because it had to do with this, but I can't find it.
Okay. I was like,
She's checked out.
hello?
No.
And on that note, thank you for coming. No.
Time hop is a thing, is like a wayback machine for your phone where you get it daily, and it's like it connects to your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that.
Yes.
And your phone and your photos. And something came up in there that was relevant to
the
rotting.
creative health. Oh, rotting.
Yeah.
I checked my time hop
Mm-hmm.
every day in a row for 10 years.
Mm.
And then I was
Whoa.
like, or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I have to go
I
away
think
with
I've seen
this.
it. I think I've seen,
I've seen
every
enough
post.
here.
The amount of times my Facebook status was, it's Tuesday.
Tacos.
What day of the week it was, if it was sunny, if it was raining.
Oh, the weather all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I talked about on Facebook. Either that or work or classes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or like cryptic
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
status updates
passive-
that like
passive
were
aggressive
pointed at one specific person.
Mm-hmm.
But they
I
never
love a good
liked it.
subtweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading
But-
through this real quick in case I'm missing anything.
I think too with like the creative health side of things, like when I was listening to that TikTok, like thinking about now having this outlet here with the podcast and like finally having some way to kind of bring that back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I was a graphic designer. I did this to some degree, something every day that was creative, and then for my job. But then coming home, I was like, I want a break. Like I don't want to do anything. I'm burnt out on it.
Yes.
And now that I've been able to like say, okay, I want to do this for myself,
Right.
and like it's something that like I actually want to do. Like it's fun to have that spark again.
And to sacrifice time.
Yeah.
For me, I don't feel like I'm sacrificing time because I have a lot of it to sacrifice. But it's fun still so far to be able to do this and worth it. But I think having multiple people be willing to create it is what makes it that much more fun.
Yeah. Because it's hard to do it by yourself.
Trying to play all those roles. I've done that. That's when I was freelancing before I moved to Seattle. I felt that way.
Yeah.
That I had to wear all the hats all the time. But yeah, I just feel like
And now we're just wearing Santa hats.
I want to wear only this hat. I wish I had a little Santa hat for Heidi, but it didn't really fit. Yeah, just the languishing conversation. I feel as if I've seen tons of TikToks lately of people breaking it down and talking about bed rot more and more. I just want to talk about it more because I feel as if we're being told by all the other generations that it's a bad habit, it's lazy, it's something that you shouldn't do. But I think that rotting is good for self-care, especially for introverts. Just let me linger. Let me languish.
Yeah.
And don't fault me for it.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
What is your bed rot setup?
Oh, girl.
Because I have my internal bed rot setup that I like.
Please
Would
go
you like
on.
to
Well,
kick
no,
it off?
I mean, yeah, I can go first. But
Please
okay.
go first.
So it has to have 3 beverages for starters, at least. I gotta have a tooch of water
Tooch.
with a lot of ice because I'm a chomper. An ice chomper. You got a lipstick in your teeth.
Lipstick.
Yeah, I gotta have a tooch full of ice with a little bit of water.
Is that aggressive?
Something. Oh wow. Okay. Something just like a fun beverage, like a Gatorade or a Diet Ginger Ale. And then usually something maybe caffeinated. If it's a bed rot day, maybe not caffeinated. You know,
Sugary and sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like a slushy.
like a slushy, like a Sonic slushy.
Or like a Dutchy bro.
Yeah. And then there's got to be a snack nearby.
Within reach.
Within reach.
That's great.
I pull, so my TV is on a mount, but it's a retractable mount. And so I bring it all the way as far as it goes towards the bed.
Oh my Lord.
And point it down so that I can be like,
Oh my gosh.
You're killing me.
You commit.
I commit. Oh, I love, like, that's probably my plan for like all of tomorrow afternoon.
You're like, I'm busy. I've got plans.
Last Pod Sunday, we went shopping for a little while and we went to the Sunday Goods dispensary here in Phoenix. Shout out. Maybe. And after we went to Old Navy, which is where we landed on these.
Yeah.
These sassy, spicy boys. And we were going to go to World Market. And I looked at Halsey and I didn't even finish the question. And she goes, no, I'm going home.
Yeah. Listen, I'm
said,
a boundary setter.
I got you. Word.
And I had already mentally prepared
For
myself
the bed rot.
for what my Sunday afternoon was going to be, which is usually my Sunday reset of like laundry and all those things.
Yeah, for sure.
And then rotting, playing video games, and not talking to people.
Yeah, word, dude. Kelly, what's your bed rot setup?
We recently rearranged our home to make podcast studio. And so our room is just a bed. Like we don't have any TV in there, which is the first time in my adult life that I've not had a TV in my bedroom. So my setup now, because I have to like, if I'm going to watch something to like spend all day, laptop up or iPad.
Yes.
I have both devices there with me because if I want to do something on my computer, I can switch over whatever I'm watching on my iPad. If I want to do something on my iPad, switch over to my laptop.
Yeah.
So
Word.
both devices just in case, extra long charger for the iPad just in case, because I've been there all day.
Yeah.
I also would like at least 2 beverages. I'm a triple beverage gal kind of person too.
Yeah.
In the mornings, I usually have some form of energy drink, a water, and then like a protein shake or like something more fun than water.
You got,
Couple
caffeination,
beverage.
hydration, fun.
Yeah. The trifecta. And a good blanket. Good pillow sitch
Yeah, you
going
gotta
on.
have the
Pillow's got to be just right.
The lumbar has to be protected.
Yeah. And yeah. I think maybe I have a snack in there. Probably my baked barbecue lays because I'm strongly addicted to those.
Is that a new addiction?
No.
Oh, that's like a forever addiction?
The past few years. I went really heavy in the cheddar sour cream baked lays, the ruffled ones. Very good. But I get burnt out on the, I think, sour cream side of things with it. But the barbecue slaps every single time. I love them so much.
It also doesn't, I feel like barbecue chips don't make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Like my tummy doesn't hurt from eating those.
Yeah.
No matter how many I eat. What's that about?
Right. If I really, the other chip that like I go really too hard on with is
Overboard.
voodoo chips.
Oh, I haven't had these.
Oh,
I've had
my
those
God.
from Ike's has them. Salad
Ike's
Shop.
Potbelly has them. You can
Yeah.
buy them at like Fry's and stuff, but
Oh, shoot.
it's
The
like
flavors are just so different from like any other brand.
yeah. It's like a combination of the leftovers. So it's like kind of salt and vinegary, kind of barbecuey.
Yum.
Yeah,
And
it's everything.
sweet.
Sweet, tangy,
Yeah.
little spice.
Love.
They're so
Delicious.
good.
My bed rot is basically your bed rots.
Yeah.
Just, I like to have the windows open and the light. I like light in my bed rot days just to feel a little bit alive.
Yeah.
Because if it's pure darkness, I feel very vampiristic,
Yeah.
you know?
I want as close to vampiredom as possible.
I know.
We're blacking out the windows.
Yeah.
We're-
Shade is down, lights are off.
If it's a bed
door
rot
is
where I
shut.
don't feel good, yes.
yeah.
But most of the time, yeah, I like the window opens for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and the sounds of the I-10 West, East, wherever, the freeway. It's so bad.
Yeah. Lulling you.
And sometimes not.
Yeah.
Because have you ever heard a semi screech right outside your kitchen window and
Yeah. And do you think, how
hit
close is that to
something?
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The first time Mom came to visit, she took one look at the freeway and was like, how many walls are between you and the freeway? Because I'm a little petrified because our unit is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right by the parking lot, which is right across from the freeway wall.
That's so crazy.
Not
Yeah.
enough.
I could throw a ball and hit a car easily.
Yeah.
And I'm not an athlete
Allegedly.
in that way.
No.
I call myself a fatleet. Like I can hustle and I can lift some things, but I can't.
No
chuck-
hand-eye coordination.
No hand-eye
Oh, no.
coordination. That's why
Absolutely not.
I played volleyball because I could use both of my hands. So I had a 50-50 shot of trying to catch some ball.
That's also
You know
why
what
I
I'm saying?
played volleyball.
I
for
played
5 or 6
basketball.
years.
Basketball.
Basketball?
I didn't like the running in basketball.
You're a
Volleyball, you just
Yeah.
get to stand and scoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
You know.
grandpa was a women's basketball coach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hopper?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So
What a badass.
Yeah. So he loved, and I remember
Love that.
like
Mm-hmm.
being at camp and we were like out on the basketball court because there's an outdoor court. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word after I just said it 3 times. And he would practice with me to have me stand on like different parts of the key to like
Aw.
practice my shots and my free throws and stuff.
What
That's
were you
really
good
cute.
at in basketball?
I don't remember.
Did you have a favorite part? Were you okay with the running aspect?
Yeah, I was okay with it. I only did it in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then when I moved in middle school, all these people had been playing sports together for the past their entire life.
Yeah.
And so I went to tryouts. You couldn't play basketball 6th grade, so I went to tryouts 7th grade, and I was like I didn't have a partner, and I felt very much on the outside, so I left tryouts. What could have been? I could have been a basketball star.
She could have been in the WNBA.
5'7".
Hey,
Hey, there's some small ones.
there's some small
True.
short players.
True.
There's this little one on Chicago, and she is mighty.
But my jersey number was 32, and the reason why I remember is because my boyfriend, he was on the basketball team, the boys team,
Yeah.
and he was 23. So we were 23 and 32, and we
Oh,
were so
that's
cute
a
together.
Taylor Swift song in the making.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Very fresh. Other threads. I love this one. I won't play the TikTok, but the subject is that my worlds were colliding because Miss Jen Shah is leading, who is from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
She's leading workout classes in prison right now, which Miss Elizabeth Holmes is obsessed with and taking. And they're
AKA
like
the blood lady.
the blood lady, the Theranos CEO. And they're obsessed with each other. They're like total friends in jail, and they're working on like a potential company together. And
my God.
isn't that insane? But yeah, Jen Shah has become like a fitness.
The last two people who should be allowed to create a company together.
Who knows? Maybe they'll do some good in the world after all this. But
Ugh.
I just found that absolutely hilarious that of all the worlds that could collide, like
Yeah.
tech and health and housewives have
Yeah.
come together. They've united. Hilarious. Another thread
is so
was,
funny.
the third place. I don't know if you watched the TikTok that was in there, but so I worked for Starbucks for 1 year, 13 months actually.
That's it?
At the
That's
corporate
it.
office.
I feel like you worked there for so much longer.
I feel like I worked there for 4,000 years. I worked there in 2016, the first time that Howard Schultz was asked to step down. And it was a very tumultuous time in the company. It kind of sucked. My last day was also the day they announced that Teavana was going to be like taken down as a company. They were going to close all the Teavana stores. They had to lay off a bunch of people, and they did a reorg right as I was leaving because I was just contracted. I was on the social design team, so I was a content creator basically for them in-house, and I worked on Starbucks Instagram, and I worked for the Starbucks roastery page before they opened all the other roasteries. So it was just the Seattle roastery and the New York one. But part of the culture of the beginnings of Starbucks is that the original owners wanted to create the third place, which was not your work, not your home, but the other place that you go hang out at.
Yeah.
And cafes weren't really around back then. Like cafe culture wasn't bustling in the US. It was very much a European thing, an Italian thing where you would have these centers of community to go hang out and have some coffee. So the original creation of Starbucks was to create that in every city in America. They wanted to be the home for Americans, and then now the home in other countries, the third place in other countries. However, what's never worked out for them is that in other countries there already is that culture.
Yeah.
And that culture is run by mom and pop shops, you know, small businesses and small companies, not these mammoth corporations.
Yeah.
But what I keep seeing in our For You page for Blood and Contracts is these, you know, anti-capitalist TikTok, obviously, but how there is a whole section of millennials who have this burgeoning desire to create their version of third place in the communities that either they're from or that they want to go build up, not gentrify, but like just create better community. We've talked about it at just like our hangout nights about the people who have been going in and buying up laundromats and flipping them and renovating them and making them these cool communal spaces and doing
But still
events.
leaving it as a laundromat?
Yeah, still leaving it as a laundromat and offering like better quality products for the people that use the laundromat services, and also creating like free events and community aspects. Like they have potlucks and bingo nights and all kinds of stuff and movie nights. And then the laundromat itself looks beautiful. Like it's state of the art and super mid-century modern. And they're doing it in these communities that do need people to buy up older businesses that are either vacant or just need to be renovated, and bringing some life into that community. That's a huge dream of mine for us, is to be able to create that third place. Because we've all talked about it, like the cafe or the flower shop, which is also a weed shop. Wink, 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 wink.
Flowers.
Yeah. But, and I think too, because what the TikTok was saying was anywhere that we want to go out right now, it's $15, $7, $10, $15, $20 to go. And so it's like, well, I'm just going to go home because I don't want to spend that kind of money, or I have a cup of coffee at home, you know, trying to save. And so finding that place where it's like we can all just go and hang out, and pay $2 for
An espresso.
Yeah, like you don't have to lose an arm or spend an arm and a leg, whatever the phrase is, to
Yes.
try and just build community. Because I think
Exactly.
too, with like the pandemic, we moved into our house right at the beginning of it, so we never met any of our neighbors. We never, and now we've been here, so it's, and we still don't know
Really
them.
know anybody?
Yeah, we've only met like a couple of them, and it's
Yeah.
then they move away, and
Oh.
so it's like,
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of people just don't stay here very long?
yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot of turnover.
yeah. But
Good word. Turnover.
Thanks.
Yeah, I did like that the TikTok focused on that,
Mhm.
that the reason it is always so inherent in other cultures is because the cost of going and sitting with friends is minuscule compared to what it is here in the US. There was a time before the pandemic where every time I went out, I was spending at least $60 in Seattle.
Yeah.
No matter what I did, like
Yeah.
just trying to go get a cup of coffee or a lunch with a friend, between the amount of money that it costs to get on a bus or an Uber,
yeah,
and then the cost of food was absolutely insane. So part of my ideas for whatever we create for Third Place is that it is cost effective for the people that want to come there, because I would rather be more accessible than not.
yeah,
Well, and the thing that Starbucks and a lot of these like corporate coffee companies in America have never quite gotten right is that it's cold. It's not an inviting space.
Yes.
It's not somewhere like, I know plenty of people go and sit in a Starbucks and work there for hours, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never felt comfortable doing that in a Starbucks because, first of all, the seating's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The workspaces aren't comfortable.
And it's loud.
It's loud. It's uninviting. The music's too loud. It's too bright. There's too much overhead lighting. It's, it's never like the right
Vibes.
space.
Yeah. I would rather have a homey feel.
Yeah.
you almost need like a coffee shop with like study rooms that you
Yes.
can
Yeah,
rent out,
right.
almost library,
Like a college library.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With quiet, I have been to coffee shops that have quiet spaces or silent
Yeah.
spaces with either anti-tech spaces or like that are just for reading. There's one in Seattle out in Fremont that has like a reading room where
Yeah.
you can't have any tech and no music playing. It's just the vibes of the coffee shop in the background. Yeah, I like that too. I don't know. Just the older I get, but also the more I deconstruct from career life,
Yeah.
the more I want to create something that is accessible. If you had asked me the same question 5 years ago, I would not have said that. I would have been like, bougie, bougie, bougie.
Money.
I want money, money, money. What else is on the thread?
Yeah, my favorite place that was like that, where that was cozy, it was in Queen Anne. It was El Diablo.
Oh, I know.
And they closed in the pandemic and didn't
So
have the
much
infrastructure
did.
to reopen. And
No.
it just sucks because it was one of those places. Well, first of all, they were forced to move. Before the pandemic, their landlords decided that they wanted to put something there that would be more beneficial to them and
Bummer.
make them more money. And
well.
then a
That
coffee
didn't work.
shop.
That didn't work out for them real
Nope, because now I'm pretty sure that space that they were in is
well. Vacant.
empty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because it was next to that little bookstore.
Oh, yeah. I do. My Queen Anne bookshop.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have Amazon wish lists on our threads, but we should have taken screenshots.
Yeah.
Bummer. But we do have that I'm loving that I called out the Gary from the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, yeah. It keeps getting worse.
It keeps getting worse and worse. He was interviewed by Katie Couric.
Yeah.
Brutal, dude.
Mom's boyfriend. Can't stand
Yikes.
this man.
Good, because
And-
he's sus.
Good. And he went off the other night reading the article about like the Hollywood Reporter or whatever, the big
shoot.
article that came out.
Yeah.
Like he was going off. He's like, I knew it. They're gonna find out that this guy killed his wife. This like he's going off.
Oh, that would make it interesting.
Yeah. He literally, the girlfriend that he had before doing the Golden Bachelor,
Yeah.
he refused to take her to his high school reunion because she had gained 10 pounds
Yeah.
and he didn't like what she looked like anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's all these like suspicious things that happened with her. Like she fell down the stairs.
Yep.
And he said she did it on purpose to be inconvenient to him.
Because they had broken up.
Yeah.
And she fell during the time period that she was trying to move stuff out of the house.
Yeah.
Oh.
But even the way she fell was suspicious.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's not going to say
But she
anything because
lived.
she's scared of
Yeah.
him. Yeah, she lived. And that's why we have this information.
Oh,
She's part of the Hollywood Reporter report.
Yeah.
The second I saw the preview with his family introducing him for social, red flags. I don't know
Really?
why. For some reason, I was just like, this guy has not been vetted. There's something about his storyline and how his family was portraying him. I thought that the producers probably didn't vet him hard enough.
Or they did, and they knew this was going to happen.
They've come out and said that the producing team has apologized to the network that they didn't do their due diligence of finding out more about him, especially because of his career lies.
Oh, yeah.
He lied about being a restaurateur. He hasn't been a restaurateur since the 80s.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I've like really.
Yeah. Well, because we're not watching any
Yeah.
of the Bachelor franchise, so I only get little pieces of it on TikTok. But of course, now everything that it's blowing up, now it's everywhere in my For You page.
Yeah.
But yeah, the restaurateur. Did you have something else
I
to
saw
say?
the restaurateur thing of that he's like a handyman.
Yes.
Like that he goes and like fixes people's pools and stuff and like all the, like these random things that he hasn't owned a restaurant since the 80s.
So strange.
And then I love the whole thing is everyone's going, protect Susan.
I know.
That's the one that.
That's the one who's still going.
One. Yeah.
I don't know. I
It's a
think she's like
competition.
the projected winner or whatever.
She's the winner. They were
Oh, she
interviewed
did
by
win.
Katie Couric, and she nailed him to the wall and tried to push him and question him about the 3-year relationship and the fact that he lied.
Yeah.
And he tried to politician step away from actually answering the question. And she's an incredible interviewer. It's what she's done for her entire career.
Katie Couric.
So she's Katie Couric. She noticed the sidestep, so she reverted and asked it just a different way, but the same exact question, and he still didn't answer it. It's wild. He's like, I just
would claim that he had not dated anyone since his wife died.
That he had been alone since his wife died, when in fact he started dating a woman 3 months after she died, and then lived with this woman for almost 3 years. And this is the woman that fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had a tumultuous ending of the relationship because partly she gained weight.
And he also was partially ending it because of the potential of The Bachelor happening.
Yes.
I was gonna ask, is that
Yes.
part of why they broke up?
Yes. That's the conspiracy anyway.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
But the other half of that was, it's a dream of mine to be interviewed by Katie Couric.
But sometimes I feel like, doesn't that mean you've had to done something really not great?
My dream has been there since I was like probably 7 or 8 when I first started watching her more and on the Today Show. But because she was interviewing like authors and celebrities and just cool people and influential people, and the way that she interviews is just so beautiful to me. And she's such an inspiring person. My mom and I are obsessed with her.
Yeah.
It's always been a dream I've always had this significant deja vu, I hope, feeling that I'm sitting on the couch with her, and she's like over here and I'm over here, and we're just having a face-to-face combo about something.
Have you listened to Jenna Bush's new podcast?
I have not. I'm not a big fan of the Bush girls.
I like Jenna.
She's all right.
Yeah.
She's like white toast with butter on top. You like it, but there are other things.
Yeah.
She has a new NBC podcast that's like it's like a book club.
Oh,
And
that's
she
been out
also
for,
interviews the authors.
Yeah, that's been out for a while.
I keep hearing the ads for it on Dateline.
I was just about to say, I've heard that ad on Dateline for probably the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But she's also has a podcast with Hoda too.
Now Hoda has a new podcast.
They both have their own singular, and then they have a partner podcast because of their show,
Yeah.
Hoda and Jenna.
Remember when
How
I
do we
was
get on
Hoda
that?
and Kathy Lee?
I love
did.
Kathy Lee.
Yeah.
Because that would be right on after Kelly and Michael. So
Yes.
I would roll into that with my morning.
And she would just be wine drunk at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Love that for her.
Love that for her.
The best was Kristen Wiig playing her on SNL during that era.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig doing anything on SNL during that era.
Oh, Emma
Yes.
Stone is the host tonight.
I saw that.
So excited. And Noah Khan is the musical guest. And then Billie Eilish is going to be the musical guest next weekend or the weekend after with Kate McKinnon as the host.
She's coming back.
So excited.
fun.
There we go. Hey, how's your book club going?
My book club's going great.
Yeah,
Look at this
you.
book club
I got
over
a
here.
library over here.
Show the people.
Da-da-da.
Did you inherit a Schwab from Bailey?
Yeah. So I finished, finally, A Darker Shade of Magic.
Oh, you finished it?
Wow.
So you're reading the second one now?
So
Yep.
I'm going to take a quick little break, though,
Yes.
because I'm not good at multi-books.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So I will eventually start reading the second one, which is A Gathering of Shadows.
That
It
whole
looked so good.
that looks
Yeah.
so good. It was like the reds and the
Yeah.
black. Oh yeah,
And the
it's good.
green.
And then, but in the meantime,
Da, 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 da.
Do you know
Kelly,
what I realized the other day?
What?
I never finished reading it.
oh good, because we're
Okay.
Kelly and I are both gonna read this
Okay, I'll
for the
listen to it.
pod people. It's what is it? The song what?
The
The
Ballad,
Ballad of
of
Songbirds and Snakes.
The Suzanne Collins book for the
prequel.
pre Hunger Games, because I want to go see the movie because it's gotten rave reviews.
Yeah.
And I never read the book, and it's a good, healthy sized book. So if you want to read it with us to get invigorated, Halsey,
I thought I had read the whole thing, and now I'm realizing I didn't.
you did it.
No. So I'll listen to it.
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah,
read
and
a
then
couple or something.
for just, I think that should be our, because it's only the second. Should that just be our full December book then, so that people can,
Yeah,
or
I
should that
think
be
so.
December, January? Because this episode doesn't come out until the 18th.
Maybe December, January.
December. Okay, so that's our
Also,
December,
less
January
pressure for
book.
Kelly to finish it.
Exactly.
In a month.
It's a lot of book.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm on a, like, when I was starting the first Darker Shade of Magic,
Yeah.
like, this is the first book I've read cover to cover in years.
Really?
I don't read.
I'm honored.
I don't know how. Just kidding.
She did it, folks.
Listen,
Some of these words look familiar.
I didn't crawl when I was little. Reading's difficult. So it's
Everything
just a
comes
thing.
back.
So I didn't really have the
Wherewithal.
The gusto.
the
Focus.
that's not the
Gumption.
word
Desire.
I'm looking for.
Oh, man. Start the sentence over.
I didn't have the discipline
Yes.
to
Hey, it was close with
We got
desire.
there.
yeah, to keep reading.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the Darker Shade of Magic book, I bought it after our Vegas trip for my
Oh.
28th birthday.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago.
Your golden birthday.
Yeah, we went to Vegas and then Jansen and I went on to California
Yeah.
for a beach portion of the trip. And I was like, this is going to be a great beach book.
No, I would not have recommended that.
No, also would not have recommended that.
Now we know.
But I found a Barnes and Noble, went in, found this
Aw.
book dedicated because you had just posted something about
Yeah.
it on your book talk, and I was like, I'm gonna read it. She said she liked it. I'm gonna like it too. Which I
Honored.
did really like it. It is.
A lot.
Got intense.
Have you read it?
No.
Ugh. I'm a little nervous about
borrow
like
it?
when it comes. Yeah, you can borrow it. I'm a little nervous about when it comes out into a show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Scaly.
messy.
Yeah. It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And very cinematically gruesomely detailed.
Yes,
Not to a disgusting point, but pretty detailed.
but more bloody than I really
Expected.
expected.
The
Yeah.
only
So-
thing I've been reading recently is fan fiction. So.
Hey, you know, it's reading.
Yeah.
You look at some words and you put your eyes over them.
Yeah. So
One of them was like 2,000 or 200,000 words.
God bless. I did not bring my book in here. It's in my backpack. Oh, wait.
Wait,
I think now though that I don't think I finished this thought. Now that I have the discipline of like reading,
Yeah.
I think I'll get through this book a lot faster than I got through that book.
nice.
You're on a roll now.
Yeah.
I'm reading The Telegraph, The Night at the Telegraph Club. It's good.
Maybe.
I'm gonna wait. I don't like telling people how a book is until I've fully finished it.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling. So I'm really excited to read the ballad,
Yeah.
Hunger Games book, because one, I just love the Hunger Games.
I'm going to order it right now.
Good. Two, I think it's just really relevant for how society looks right now. And I want to be part of that conversation because I keep getting those TikToks on my FYP of anti-capitalism and everything's falling apart and society's changing and revolution. And then it cuts to like a Hunger Games reference or just like showing a mirror to the books, to what's happening in the world right now. And I want to be a part of the conversation. I'm one of those people when it comes to pop culture where I can't not know. When the 50 Shades of Grey books came out, I was working in an office for the first time at my first agency, and it was what the CEO is co-owned by a husband and wife again. Why do I keep doing that to myself?
You should know by now.
She was one of the CEOs and therefore actually hired a lot of women, which I appreciated about her.
Done.
Thank you.
I got the audiobook.
They were all reading 50 Shades of Grey because it was all these women in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s. And I was one of the youngest people that worked at the agency, but they all talked about it constantly and could not stop talking about it. And I was like, I was still living at home.
Office talk.
I got my first Nook, the Barnes and Noble Kindle back then, and I bought that. Sleep that. And I never looked back.
I read them all.
Yeah. Have you read
I've never read them.
I binged them in about a week and a half.
Should I read the books though?
Yeah.
No, they're terrible. They're Twilight fan fiction.
They're delicious.
I'll read them.
If you want spicy
fast
books, I can
reads.
recommend better spicy books.
What if her flavor of spicy is not her flavor of spicy?
I don't know. I'm reading one right now.
Also, do you want to be reading the same month that your sister-in-law reads? So that one scene, am I right?
I am reading one right now where the dedication was to girls who are neurospicy and just want to get reeled.
Oh no.
Add to cart.
Yeah. I said on TikTok.
They're talking about me. Oh,
The FYP said for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Believe that.
That's where I find the best like queer ones though, because there aren't a lot of like popular queer spicy books.
Yeah.
But I find all the like self-published ones on TikTok. And then I get to go support a self-published author.
100%.
Yeah.
I would rather do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't wait for the publishing community to get on that quickly because it's archaic. It's why I'm scared to write a book, because I'm scared not of the rejection, but just like not being able to be seen in that world because it is so old school still to this day. I would love to find a really dope boutique publishing company.
Indie,
that wants to work with me. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Beyonce's movie is the beginning of a renaissance. Let me tell you, we got to go see it.
May I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Is it like a concert movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a documentary style that she directed for during the entire tour. And you get to see more intimate views of their life and the Blue Ivy situation of her wanting to be a part of the show and asking to be a part of it and practicing. And there's a part of it where it talks about the public's reaction to her first couple of shows and how mean people were. And Beyonce...
Because Blue Ivy was there?
Because Blue Ivy was a kiddo who...
She's 11 years old.
She was 11 years old when the tour started. And she's lanky as all hell and just a little discombobulated because she's an 11-year-old and a brand new dancer. And people were being awful to her. And she unfortunately had access to those comments. And Beyonce was heartbroken that she had access to them. But Blue read those comments and immediately was like... I'm going to show you. Yeah. It lit a fire under her. And she found the like drive that her mom has of like, I need to be better for myself, but this is my thing that I'm going to take up in arms and like go do for myself. And I want to wake up every morning and go do it. She hadn't found that thing yet. And now dancing and performing is like starting to be that thing that she is passionate about and actually wants to like put a lot of time into her art. And
Fun.
the TikTok that I sent into our thread was a Black creator who was talking about how the time is now to not do the thing.
Yeah.
And to not pour into yourself, because the world and society are not going to do anything for you. They're not going to wait for you. They're not going to help you. So try to get over the cringe of what we're doing while making this podcast and making content and creating a company
I couldn't remember what
I can't remember where my point's at.
and being little Christmas gnomes on YouTube. It was just so, I keep getting inspiring things like that, but it was really cool to see the creator kind of put that together for herself. That movie just sparked something in her, and I want to go see it so bad. It looks amazing. I've heard that it's better than T Swift's, just FYI.
Okay, but Taylor's wasn't a documentary. It was just the concert.
Oh, okay.
That was your question?
Yeah.
No, she's done documentary ones before.
Yeah.
I highly recommend the Miss Americana one, because that one, that documentary one is where I gained so much respect for her.
Right.
That's what made me a fan. Like, I already enjoyed her music, but that movie and listening to her finally, like, own the politics stuff, but some other conversation she has in that movie is what made me have a lot more respect for her as an artist and just as a person. But the Eras Tour one, it's just the tour.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure.
It's just the music.
Well, with the Beyonce one, do you think that you have to be well versed in her?
No.
Discography.
That's kind of the fun part about when Beyonce directs things. She is very good about storytelling and just showing you that her world instead of being a fan documentary. You know what I mean? There is whole chunks of the show that you get to watch, though, because she wanted to produce it and direct it so that she could get to showcase the Renaissance tour through her eyes. So it's like a mixture of a concert movie and a docu.
Which, like, Taylor's done the same thing where she's done ones that are like the Reputation tour one. That one is just a tour. Same thing for the 1989 one. But then Miss Americana was while she was writing Lover, I think. Yeah, sure. I think it's the Reputation tour-ish. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting.
Interesting.
So Netflix.
Did she help produce that one?
Yeah, anything she's ever done, she has directed and produced.
I was getting the money questions up for our pinned convo.
Our finances.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this a lot over the last week of how our entree episode topics are kind of forming. And there's always been this consistent conversation in my life of the different pillars in my life that I categorize to like keep things compartmentalized. Yeah. And naturally those pillars have become our Andre episodes, which I like because
relationships,
spirituality, money and budgeting and sexuality. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which
again,
I like that because that will naturally let us build out season 2, right? Like we'll go every year. We'll just kind of loop around.
Then it'll be Kelly's pillars.
Yeah. Well, the pillar concepts should be universal.
Yeah.
Or not should, but are usually universal. Yeah. So today, the pillar, the pinned conversation.
Yeah.
Money, money, money.
Which I liked having this be kind of the topic because the holidays can be pricey and there's a lot of expectations, I think, on holidays of
a lot of pressure.
And we just had one of the most disappointing Black Fridays I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Awful.
Did
you see the Target TikTok?
Yes.
Of people pulling back the Black Friday sign, and the sign behind it was the exact same price.
New low price. But then the sign on top of it was Black Friday deals.
But they were the same amount.
Yeah, just so
There
that they
was
could
no-
the next day pull the Black Friday ones out, and it would just be the
That's
next.
annoying.
But it just goes to show, Kelly and I were talking about this last night.
Yeah.
I can't remember a Black Friday that was good enough. High school was the last one.
Yes.
I think my
Yeah.
senior year, my best friend Heather and I went out for Black Friday and got, I think, a TV or something like that for
Yeah.
ridiculously low cost and DVDs and stuff like that.
But again, that was pre-aughts. That was 08.
Yes.
Like the
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But maybe in college I did do some Black Friday shopping, but there's just nothing that's worth it, especially in person.
Yeah.
The reason it came up is Kelly and I were talking about our fun memories of Black Friday shopping. We have there's some really positive ones.
Yeah.
Fun or terrifying?
My sister and I
terrifying for me.
really bonded over Black Friday shopping. Like middle sister would go shopping together, and I would always drive her car. So I was at least 16, so it was like 2011, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
We would go and we'd find all of the like blockbuster movies that were like $2, $3, $4, $5.
Yes.
And we would stock up. And then I didn't say this last night, but I remembered that like we'd get those movies and then we'd go home. And I remember one year we were really into playing backgammon. So I just remember like sitting on her bed, we would play backgammon and we'd just watch the movies that we bought.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's
like-
a great memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the only positive memories that I have of a certain aunt on a paternal side with a certain cousin, the wealthier ones. We went Black Friday shopping with them one year, and it was one of the only positive memories that I have
was
with
there.
that. No, baby, you were a baby.
Oh, I
was a
remember going
kid.
shopping with them. Okay.
We
never
did it
mind.
a couple of years.
Okay, I was gonna say like I remember doing this, but yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of years where we would mix in with them or Caitlin, our
Caitlin.
Patreon sub.
We love.
We love you. Thank you for subscribing on Patreon. Yeah, I remember waking up super, super early. It was still pitch black outside. We got coffee from like a cute little local stand. And then we went to like a really fancy shopping center. I don't remember which one.
Desert Ridge.
No, that didn't even exist yet. I think it was probably like Scottsdale Fashion Square.
Yeah.
But like when Scottsdale Fashion Square was brand new.
Yeah.
And just the hubbub of all the shoppers, and it was a very communal, very girlhood moment.
Yes.
Love a good girlhood moment.
I mean, the only one I ever remember us like really like going for was always Old Navy.
Yeah, they always had great deals.
Mm-hmm.
I would stand in line for a good Old Navy deal.
Yeah.
For a good peacoat.
Oh yeah, you got to get your yearly
They had
peacoat.
peacoats. Yeah.
How many peacoats did you own in the aughts?
Oh, and at the height,
Yeah.
at least 3.
Oh yeah.
I had at least 2 or 3.
Yeah. All
I had a
different
gray
colors.
one, a black one, and a blue one.
Same.
Yeah. Like a navy, like a it was
Navy.
it was like a royal blue. It
Yeah.
wasn't navy. It was like blue.
Mine were always black.
Yeah.
I do love a black pop
And it was like
collar.
my fancy coat.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we're going to
Pop
the
collar
theater.
with a
I will
scarf.
put my peacoat.
The theater.
Yeah.
You got to get your peacoat out.
Go
For the
see
theater.
Wicked.
Yeah, for the 12th time. No wonder popular
Popular.
Stuck in your
in
dreams.
recurrence in my dreams. Yeah.
Popular. Oh,
Yeah.
I love Kristen Chenoweth. She was, did you ever watch Pushing Up Daisies?
Yes.
Shut up, you've never seen it?
It
It's
got
one of
canceled.
my, it got
only
canceled.
got like
Again.
1 season, 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
The best seasons. It's one of those shows that I was heartbroken that it got canceled because it
Everyone
was
was. It
so
became
good.
like a cult classic thing of like
I hope they come maybe someday do a movie.
it's what's his face.
Sure.
He's bisexual.
Sure.
That helps.
I love that I know that. Anyways, he plays this. He owns a cafe. There we go. Thank you, Lee Pace.
Lee Pace.
Yeah, he owns a cafe or a restaurant, whatever,
A pie shop.
a pie shop, and he suddenly gets this power where if he touches a dead person, they can come back to life. but then if he touches them again,
They're dead forever.
They're dead forever. And so one of the first people he touches is this girl, and then they like are falling in love with each other. But if he ever touches her again, she'll be dead forever.
No.
So they like kiss through glass once, or like saran wrap or something.
It's so campy.
yeah.
It's
It was so brightly colored, and
the
but
sets
Kristen
were
Chenoweth
incredible.
plays like the comedic relief best friend.
the quirky one. She plays the waitress at the pie shop.
Yeah.
And the music is just so delightful. It's very Lemony Snicket feeling.
Yeah.
Like series of unfortunate events and lots of monochromatic sets, very much like Wes Anderson, but extremely campy. Like the main girl character, she has two crazy aunts, and that's the only family that she has. And one wears an eye patch like a pirate, and the other one, and they're just so kooky. I love it. It's delightful.
I've only ever watched it when it was originally on, so I've never gone back.
I've rewatched it. It's good.
Yeah. It was around the same time that like Firefly happened.
Yes.
Which was also a show that got canceled very early
And had a
became
cult following.
a cult following.
Yeah, my ex was obsessed with that show. I dressed up as one of the characters for Halloween one year when we were together.
Oh. I've never
Interesting.
watched that either.
I didn't either.
I think that's why I have a really negative association to Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
It's because of that ex. That's why I just like, meh, could care less.
Okay.
But I love that for you. Okay, so finances.
Money.
Money. I kind of want to hear how money was handled in your childhood. Like, do you remember hearing about money growing up? Do you ever remember money being an issue or talked about or handled from your parents?
So, no, they never really talked about money to us, and I always thought we were well-to-do. I don't think we were, but...
Looking back, do you think you were, like, average family?
Yeah, like middle class, but there was, at one point, my dad was working multiple jobs. He was the pastor, which I don't think paid anything.
No.
He was a math teacher.
Wow. I could totally
and
see
camp
that.
director.
Yeah.
All kind of at the same time. Camp wasn't as busy as it was then, and it was before we had officially moved to be closer.
Yeah.
So it was really just like the summer and then like a few winter groups. Sorry. And
Did your mom ever work, or was it always she worked for camp? Does she have side jobs?
she did have a job. So there was her job was they're a publishing like Christian publishing.
She printed.
No. I don't know what it was, but I do remember I'd go to work with her, and I loved going to the office with her.
Aww.
And it was it's a Christian, I think it's a Christian publishing company, and they would do like Bible study books and discipleship books and stuff like that. I don't really know what her job was within that. But she had a cubicle.
Maybe secretary-esque.
Maybe. But so she worked there, and then there was right next to the publishing place. I don't know if they're still next to each other, but there's a castle in Colorado Springs called Glen Eyrie.
Oh.
And she would do like data entry for the castle.
Interesting.
Huh.
That's the only job I ever remember her having.
Okay.
That sentence is just so
Yeah.
funny to me. She did accounting for the castle.
Yeah, I think she did accounting. I don't know. She did some sort of like data entry, clerical stuff, just part-time though.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had like a decent sized house.
Yeah. And you had multiple kids. So I feel for you to feel that you were more affluent while having 3 kids.
We went on a lot of vacations too.
Yeah. And you traveled a lot because of the missionary aspect, right?
Yeah.
How many countries had you been to before you hit high school? Do you even remember?
Before high school, just 3.
Yeah.
I think we went to Russia twice,
Yeah.
and then within those trips, we, depending on like where our layovers were on the way back, we stayed in Austria for a few days, and then we stayed in London for a few days.
So cool.
I was 7 and 8. But then we went back because when I was in high school, my sister lived in Germany.
Yeah.
So we went back there and did like a tour of.
Sorry. The light just fell again.
We did a tour of some countries.
That's fun.
While we were there.
We need to replace that sticky.
But yeah, they didn't really discuss money with us too much. We got an allowance, and it was kind of, I don't want to say a production, but like I wasn't involved in any of it.
Yeah.
But when we got our allowance, it was like, here's your money.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll take 10% and put it towards your tithing. Your 10%, put it in your savings, and then this is what you get to do
Spend.
whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it was,
Too bad that 20% could have gone to just your savings.
I know.
Imagine what you could be doing now.
I know. Could be rolling
In it.
But
well, I didn't have a very similar experience. My mom wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That was like her dream. And my dad for a while did everything he could do. I think that he had qualifications to do to make sure that that still happened.
Mm-hmm.
Her dream was, to build a family and to homeschool them and grow up in the church.
There were supposed to be like 6 of us.
Yeah, there were supposed to be many more children.
Could you imagine?
No, I could not.
Me as an older sibling? No.
Who knows? Maybe what could have that? What I
Nope.
no. I just short circuited.
Sorry.
No, you're good. My parents
wanted to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yep.
Dad did
And
everything he could.
they were married for less than 2 years before they had me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so
no, they were married in 86. You were born in 89.
89.
So about 3 years.
About 3 years. So young parents for the most part. And she wanted to have as many as possible, like right after. That's why Jansen and I we're less than 2 years apart, and we're 2 weeks apart, right?
2 years in a week.
2 years in a
Something
week.
Something like that.
11th and 20th.
And then he came, and she was like, I'm good.
I need a break.
a minute.
I was the planned child who came like 3 or 4 years later than they thought I would.
Well, financially, they were probably not the poorest of poor when Jansen was born, but financially, there was no way. I don't think that they could have had more at that point with where my father's career was. He also was at that point in nursing school. So he was like trying to go down that trajectory, and that was a whole thing, and then dropped out. So money was it was always talked about. I can't tell you a time of my life where fear of finances and lack of finances wasn't a fog over our family.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. I think I've been traumatized to act the opposite, which I'm grateful for, but I don't love that I had to learn those lessons the hard way by having to be witness to so much. Like, our parents have gone through a bankruptcy. Our cars have been repossessed. We've had creditors after our parents and had people show up with summons at our doors. Like, we've had parents ask us to make sure the summons people don't know that we're home so that they didn't get served.
Yeah.
We were used as middlemen a couple of times, especially in like my high school years. So
cute other reoccurring nightmares Halsey had for years.
Yeah. It just felt like my poor mom had to learn the hard way financially for the longest time, up until honestly the last couple of years. Once she was making enough money at the airlines that she works for, I felt like she was more comfortable, and it made me more confident and calm knowing that she was doing okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why I did my career for so long, because I was petrified of not making money and not being affluent and not working towards having a lot of money
Yeah.
instead of at the, what is the word? At the expense, pun intended, at the expense of my happiness.
Yeah.
And actually seeking out something that I want to do with my life and that it is life-giving and joyful, just to make sure that I never ended up like my parents, which sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't remember allowances really. No, that was not a thing. That's why I was so shocked when Halsey said she remembers being paid to clean the church, that old church, or the warehouses, because it was a thing that I wasn't paid. It was like no, you get to live in my house and get fed by me kind of
This is your
conversation.
payment.
But that's how chores at home were treated. Like, you
Yeah.
don't get paid for doing chores.
No.
That is a part of being a part of a family.
Right. I think after I left, I think you guys were still cleaning the church at that point when I moved in with that roommate right after college. And you must have been you and Jansen probably were getting paid then.
No, we were getting paid younger. I was being paid in elementary school.
I do not remember that, man.
Okay, well.
Cool.
Man.
But
Same childhoods, different memories.
well, that's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
We also have been, the holidays are an interesting retrospective time for us too, because there were the Christmases where we were given charitable gifts and loved on by the church and our church community, because our family just like could not afford things. So the gift giving aspect, I've definitely had to change that mindset, because for so long when I was making money, I had to buy gifts for everybody. Like, it was my thing to lavish things upon family members because I could. And I had never had that opportunity to be that kind of gift giver. And now, not having this career, not having that kind of income, why Crafty Christmas sounds exciting to me is because I can't afford the lavish gifts that I'm been known to be giving. And it is embarrassing to me, but it's also like life should mean more than just an expensive
But at the same
gift.
time, like, my favorite gifts from you have never been the ones that you spent the most money
right.
on.
I know. That's what's hilarious.
And I think that goes across the board for our whole family. Like, my favorite gifts that I've even seen you give were the ones that were like sentimental things that have actually lasted.
Yeah.
The tech, whatever,
Meh.
that stuff ages out.
Yeah.
Gets thrown away.
Yeah.
Gets ruined.
Within a
whatever.
year.
Within a few years.
Yeah.
Whereas like the photo albums that you've made or gifted or whatever, like the experiences that you've gifted, those things are what actually hold up.
Hell yeah.
Like, I still have the little like flip book Polaroid thing you made for me
in your stocking
in 2016. Like,
yeah, adorable.
Yeah. I remember that. I was here.
You were.
That's what conversations like Jansen and I have been having around presents, is trying to figure out like what to get to make it last, because if there's something that we want, like, we usually buy it for ourselves.
Yeah.
He does it, I think, more than I do, but like wants a practical gift, doesn't want a lot of like clutter with things. And so trying to find presents that are worth spending the money on.
Yes.
When it's like, well, we could just hang out and like be together, or do something, like have an activity to do.
Yeah.
That's
because in this
half
economy,
the price of gifts and twice the amount of memories,
put that on a Hallmark card.
Put down on a graphic.
So
Q, we're going to New York for New Year's next year.
oh yeah, I have a TikTok to show you.
Okay.
I have a TikTok to show you.
I have a lot of TikToks to show you.
And we're staying at the Plaza at least one of the nights because we need to get matching
I want to be
robes.
Eloise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Have you seen how they treat dogs?
Yeah,
No.
that's
Don't ruin it. That's my
sorry,
TikTok.
that's your TikTok. The custom robes. Okay.
Oh, she's already seen it.
no.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Apologize.
It was on my For You page.
How dare you, TikTok?
How dare you show us the same things? How dare you know
Yeah.
we both like dogs?
I have more finance questions.
Yeah. I didn't really answer that one, but that's okay.
Do you want?
I mean,
We jointly answered it.
Yeah. I do just want to touch on the bet of like how growing up the way we did affected my view of finances, because there were seasons where parents had better jobs or whatever, and
Sure.
and so I got really used to the ebb and flow
Yeah.
of the like. I always knew things were going okay because we had cable. Or like I always knew something was going on because we were getting rid of the cable.
Yeah.
Like, it was those little things, or like it was like, oh, do we really need to come get you, or can you get a ride home? Because gas is $4 right now. So, yeah, little things like that. There were a few times. I mean, the last like job loss happened when I was in high school,
Right.
and it happened right smack dab in the middle of my high school career.
Yeah.
And
Career.
whatever it's called, high school years.
Yeah.
And it is also one of those things that is like the beginning of the end, kind of things, right? Of like that happening changed the trajectory of our family in a lot of ways.
Yes, but also I just think it was another knife in the coffin situation.
Yeah.
The ticking time bomb was already ticking.
Yeah.
It was just another layer to add on top, because more line came out of that job loss of what he was spending money on or not spending money on.
Yeah.
And I think my mom's eyes were beginning to be opened around that time.
I think that's more what I mean by it. And like it changed what the end of my high school life could have been.
Sure.
Drastically changed.
Sure. I agree. It got a lot darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note. So part of the reason that I wanted to talk about this was because, much like our conversations about moving in together and doing a communal situation, I don't understand why family and friends don't talk about money more frequently or more transparently. Why is it not a common occurrence that you're going to talk about finances? Because I think that the 1% really have this up on us, where we don't have this as an aspect of our community conversation. And they're all talking and networking together and telling each other the inside scoop of whatever deal is happening, or, those kind of conversations.
Yeah.
And we just don't do that as Americans specifically. And I don't know why, because it came up a lot in my career of people not wanting to talk about how much you make, salary transparency.
Yeah.
Never understood that. And the more and more I got into leadership and worked up into companies, the more I was asking for salary transparency.
Well, it's about control.
Totally.
They don't want you to talk about it with each other because they don't want to have to admit that there is discrepancy.
Right.
Like, that's why it's all about control from the higher ups.
And I knew that and was not preaching that to my coworkers, but definitely poking at it, in that they're being told by leadership, now, when we give you this raise, don't talk about it, because we don't want to offend someone else on our team. No, you just don't want us to all talk amongst ourselves to understand that Steve in media is making 10 times more what our junior staff are making, just because Steve has been here for longer.
Yeah.
But Steve doesn't do half the work that everyone else is doing. Very strange.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about talking about money between our families? Not having transparency of salaries, unless we want to, but the inside scoop of how each other are investing or how we're working towards our financial futures.
I mean, this is like the first year where I'm not the broke sibling all of the time. I mean, it's true. Like, I've always been,
Well, you're significantly younger than all of us. We were just as broke as you were at 27.
No, I know. No, you lived in Seattle at 27.
That was right before I met James. 2 years before I met James. I was probably the poorest at 27 because I was making next to nothing at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And that was 26 to 27. That was the first year that I got a credit card because I couldn't buy groceries. I was making such little money at Starbucks corporate that I had to get a credit card just to afford food.
Yeah.
Bad. So I get it, but
Meanwhile, I just have credit cards. But I also live at home. You know, there's
true.
cuts and losses.
So how does that feel?
I hate that I still have to live at home. I don't hate living at home, but I hate that I have to.
I meant, how does it feel to not be the broke sibling?
Oh, great.
But I'm sorry that you
No, you're okay.
hate living at home.
No, I just hate that I have to. I hate that it's kind of my only option.
Yeah, but you're not
Because-
alone in that.
No, I know. And it's like I try to do the thing of forgetting that it is such an American thing
Yeah.
to have to live on your own. That almost every other culture and community does generational living
Yeah.
and cohabitating.
Do you feel like that's something that you want? Like when you were in Bosnia and you got your year by yourself, like was that enjoyable? Like
It
did
wasn't
you like
enough.
enough
Like-
time?
Yeah.
So you do want
Yeah.
still to like
like I got a taste.
yeah.
And then I had to come home.
I get that. I've never lived by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so, I don't know, like there's this thing of like, if there's a mess, I made it.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah.
you know, if
You get to
there's-
take ownership of everything
Yes.
within those walls and it's
Yeah.
like this is all mine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Do we've kind of talked about in our personal conversations, Kelly, that you don't regret not being able to have lived by yourself. But do you feel like by having the house that you guys have that you've kind of been able to have your own spaces?
I think a little bit now. One thing I don't regret not living by myself ever, but I think it could have been good for me
Sure.
to learn because I'm not good at being by myself.
Yeah.
So that's something that is we constantly kind of butt heads on still about. But we do now have the space to like
Go to your corner.
yeah, like I'm gonna go enjoy doing whatever I want to do over here, and I know I'm not gonna be bothering you, and you're not gonna be bothering me because you're over here doing
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah.
Jansen loves to hermit, and he loves
Yes.
to be in his little cave by himself, and that he could spend all day there and
Be happy.
happy for him.
Mhm.
I want attention.
Look at me.
Play with me. So I think like I do wish I had that experience
Yeah.
to be able to say like it's okay to be by yourself.
Yeah.
But I grew up always surrounded by
Yeah.
people. Went to college, was always surrounded by people. So I've never.
Yeah.
It's been something that's
When would you
been
have?
hard to learn.
Yeah, I get that. Do you think the pandemic helped?
I think so, and I think the pandemic made me more introverted
Yeah.
and more homebody than
Yes,
I had
same.
ever been.
Ever been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how much stuff I used to get done before 4 p.m.
Yeah.
and the amount of places that I would have gone to before 4 p.m.
Yes.
And then I would go home, get ready again, and then go back out
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
And we didn't have very much money when we first were married. We
Yes.
both were working jobs we hated and
Yeah.
and
And making like minimum wage, basically.
yeah, so it was very paycheck to paycheck, and then we kept moving, and moving is expensive.
Oh my, every time.
And we always wanted to go. The only thing that we really would do as like entertainment is go shopping.
Like
And with
Target.
what money?
Yeah.
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 So we were always spending any extra money we had
On
because
things.
we just wanted to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get out of the house, and I could bribe him with
Little
a
treats.
Best Buy
Yeah.
trip, which is not a cheap place to shop.
Yeah.
Especially not with that man.
Yeah. That is not a little treat.
He got a bougie taste in technology.
I wanted to go Black Friday shopping when we first started dating,
Yeah.
and he did not. And somehow he turned around and convinced me that our shopping spree should be him buying the parts to build a new computer. That I don't remember if we were newly, like, if we were dating, or I think we might have been engaged at this point, because I think I paid for a lot of it.
Girl, what are you doing?
Listen,
Things have changed.
I really liked him, okay?
You little sugar mama?
Still do. With what money? But yeah, it was an expensive time, and we did not have the money to
Do you
spend.
remember the sheer panic of like the low amount of money in your account and just the math that you had to do to be like, I really want a slushie from Sonic. If I get a medium after tax, I think I might have $10 left to get me through the rest of the week, you know?
Yeah.
I do remember,
I've
have some
been trapped in
nostalgia.
other countries.
Oh, girl.
No
Nothing.
spending money.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to Germany at 16, like, some of these kids that I went with, like, the only reason I got to go was because it was free.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way. This was right after the layoff.
Yeah, for sure.
This was the summer after that happened. So we did not have the money for me to go. And so I saved like every penny of babysitting money, whatever mom and dad gave me, like, I think like $100 to buy, you know, like souvenirs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other kids I went on this trip with brought, I mean, first of all, like their parents' credit card, or, you know, like one girl, I just like so vividly remember being on a bus with her, and she'd be like, I only have like $1,200 left. And we had like 5 days left or something. And me being like, I ran out of money 2 days ago. And I'm just like, getting by.
Yeah. Like, are you going to finish eating that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
That's cray.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Because I didn't understand that every time I got money out, because this is 2011,
Yeah.
2012, anytime I got money out, the ATM is charging an insane fee.
Yeah.
And the dollar to euro conversion was not great in 2012.
Yeah.
It still isn't.
Still isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy. How did you pay for college? Did you have scholarship?
I had a lot of scholarship.
Nice.
That's why I chose
GCU.
to go to GCU versus stay in state. It would have been more expensive for me to stay in state.
Yeah.
My parents did help pay for probably half of it.
Yeah.
And then I took out loans for the rest.
Are your loans done, or are you still paying? No, you're still paying.
I'm still paying.
Do you want to share how much you have left?
You
don't have
know
to.
the exact dollar amount,
Oh.
but I'm somewhere in the 20,000 range.
Okay.
Okay, that's not that
That's
bad.
not crazy.
Yeah.
It'll take you about 2 more years. If you're
I'm paying very little on it.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean,
I only pay
you
like
can still fingers crossed that it's going to get forgiven.
right. I kept hoping. I was like, you know what?
Maybe.
They kept delaying it.
I know. I think I only pay like $150 a
That's
month
not-
to it.
That's not terrible.
awful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not ideal, but it's not awful.
I could pay more.
Yeah.
I probably, and also because I like set it up on an auto payment plan before I was married for this much. And it was based on my income.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you're going to take that much. Like, I did not make enough to be giving $150.
I know. I know. I don't
But
even
they
know.
took
I don't
it.
get
I was
how
like,
they
how
do
are you
that math.
calculating this?
How? Definitely not based on the nation's average of what we're all making right now.
Yeah. But I don't want to
Brutal.
recalculate it based off of my new income. So,
Because then
Oh, absolutely not. Don't do it.
No.
No refinancing, please.
yeah, no.
I paid for everything for college and only had to take out like a $15,000 loan in my senior year
nice.
because I couldn't, I had to start interning and I couldn't work 2 jobs instead of 1. So yeah, darn.
And
So-
you needed a new computer.
and I needed a new computer, but then stupidly bought a desktop Mac. Why?
Oh, no.
Why? You're in college. What are you doing? But it made for a great TV for a while. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was pretty.
Yeah. And I sold it.
Yeah.
I didn't make back a whole ton of money, but at least it sold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have a scholarship. I had some, what's it called? For the poor peoples, the poors. What's it called?
Yep.
FAFSA.
Yeah.
I had
You
some
ha-
FAFSA dollars.
You had,
I didn't get any of that.
Man, I got one too. The Oh my God. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. So I had some of that, but I only got enough my freshman year because my father wasn't working again. But then by my sophomore year, he was working again and he was claiming me on his taxes after 18.
Cool.
Yeah. And that meant that I got less FAFSA to the point where I was having to pay more in taxes because he was claiming me as a dependent. That was fun. That was fun to figure out. But by my junior year, I was working 2 jobs and I worked at As You Wish, the pottery studio.
Stole a lot of paint.
I didn't steal paint. We got to take paint because
Yeah.
otherwise it expires.
No, that's true.
Everything that I ever made was given.
Okay.
We were allowed to take all broken pottery, even if it had like a teeny tiny chip or anything like that. We got to take it for free. That's why I had so much painted stuff when I moved. Mom's Grant?
You had grants.
Grants, a FAFSA
Sorry.
grant.
We got there.
We
I got there.
Loop back around. Yeah, I worked for As You Wish. I was a supervisor for them for a long time. It was the first time that I was a part of a group walkout. We all quit at the same time.
Because the owners
are absolutely insane. They're Mormon and crazy and very greedy people. And they're kind of known for being very greedy people.
Are all of the As You Wishes owned by the same
Yes.
people? Okay.
Unless they've sold.
I was going to say, I don't know if they're still owned by
At
the
that
same people.
time.
At
but-
that time, yes, it was owned by a Mormon couple, very affluent Phoenix couple. And yeah, they had, I do think they had like employee ownership of some kind, but you had to have been working there for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very excited because my freshman year, I got a job. I hated it. I was tech support for on campus.
Oh.
For all the online students.
Oh, no.
Which is like a third of GCU students. Now it's even more.
Right.
Now it's
Yeah.
over half.
Now I'm sure they have an entire department for that.
Yeah.
Oh, these lights today are not our friends.
So I worked my first semester. I got a job there, and I was very excited because I paid off one of my loans.
Yeah. Just leave it.
We'll just, whatever.
And
it's out of frame.
I was like, oh, I've got this. It's going to be so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I paid this off. I feel so accomplished. I think I just said that 2 times. I was really accomplished, okay?
Yeah.
And that
believe
was the
it.
only one that, like, while I was in school, I paid off. Because I
Dang.
also hated my life and I hated my job at that point. So I quit.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
I did 1 semester of community college while I also, at the same time, worked for Big Lots.
Big Lot. Oh, I loved a Big Lots.
Yeah.
Forgot.
I had the most teeth.
You had the most teeth?
Yeah. And was on the least amount of non-recreational
Methamphetamines.
drugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
I had the most of my original teeth out of the employees.
Oh,
At
thank
Big
you.
Lots.
I was
Yeah.
not putting that together.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did you grow more teeth? Have you lost teeth? I'm so confused right now.
Also, while I worked there, I don't know if I've ever told you a story. We were held at gunpoint. But I was in the back room on my 15,
Just chilling.
just literally eating chips. Chilling in the
Like,
back.
please don't come
What?
back here.
No, I didn't know what was going on. I came back from my 15,
Oh.
which I definitely used to take like
A 30.
a 25.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Because you would take your 15 and then go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyways, I come up to the front and everything's like done. Like they've already taken the guy away.
The trauma has passed.
Yeah. They're like, where were
scary.
you? We were doing like head counts. And like,
Oh my God.
You're like, I was pooping on the job.
I was,
Listen.
hey, boss makes $1, I make a dime. And that's why I
Poop on company time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I have lots of fun memories of Big Lots. Did you work at the one next to the Family Christian Bookstore?
Yep.
Okay, so my first job was the Family Christian Bookstore.
But
which
it wasn't that anymore. But when I worked at that Big Lots, it had moved across the street.
Right. But Big Lots they
Yes.
were originally next to each other. And on my break, I would go over to Big Lots. I'd walk the halls and get a top ramen,
The aisles.
the the halls is fancy.
Big Lots is fancy.
We're talking about the same place.
No.
I loved Big Lots, man. They have everything.
They did.
They have furniture.
I don't know.
We had bugs in our
ever-
bird food.
What?
It was disgusting. That place is awful.
Okay.
Whatever. I get a top
Walk the
ramen.
halls.
I'd walk the halls. I'd see what's up. I'd see what weird things they had in like the women's self-care aisle because
Yeah.
they always had some interesting products.
Yep.
Like as seen on TV kind of stuff that were
nice.
cheap.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
cheap entertainment. It was like going shopping. It was my Best Buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Lots was my Best Buy.
I love it.
That's how broke I
$3
always
movie
was.
bin.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd do that for about 10 minutes and then I'd go back for my other 20. I'd heat up my noodles and I'd watch, whatever was happening on YouTube. Those are good times. I loved and hated that first job. I got a lot of Jesus t-shirts, a lot of Bibles, a lot of notebooks with Jesus things on them.
Nice.
It was the first time I was ever traumatized by a customer. This woman came in with her son and she went stormed into the store, went straight up to the counter that I was standing at and goes, "Where are the cards? Where is your card aisle?" And I said, "Towards the back of the store, do you see the sign that says cards?" Like, serious. I didn't say it sassy, I promise.
Uh-huh.
I said, "Right underneath that, that's where it's at." And she goes, "You little brat. Don't you ever talk to someone like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are a terrible customer service. Where's your manager?
She's 17.
How dare do you talk to someone like that? Who taught you? Who's your mother?" And just continues and bash, bash, bash. And I'm just standing in my little purple apron with my little family Christian bookstore and the fish. And I'm just
Fully in high school.
tears rolling down my face. I'm like shaking. And her son is just looking at her like, so sorry. It was one of those I have to apologize for my
Yeah.
mom's behavior kind of moments.
Yeah.
And then my manager came out and was just like, "Do you see that area over there where that sign it says cards? It's right underneath." And the woman just looked at her and then grabbed her son's hand and pulled him and yanked him over to the card area.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm crying. I gotta go to Big Lots and get some top ramen.
Yeah. But also, lady, do you have eyes?
No,
Yeah.
evidently not.
Oh,
Also,
also, while Big Lots, my parents were getting divorced or separated, whatever. And so I would just like cry in the aisle
in the halls of Big Lots.
because so I was a facer. So my hours were the like 2 hours before store closed and then like 2 or 3 hours after store closed because I was just facing aisles and like straightening everything.
Oh, I've never worked retail. Hi.
Oh,
You would
it's a
have
trip.
loved working
I
retail.
would have. Sometimes when I'm like at Target or at Target, I'm like in the clothing section. I'm like folding this.
Oh, yeah.
I can fold with the best of
Yeah.
them.
I believe it.
So I.
She would have killed at an American Eagle.
Do you see Heidi?
Heidi is sitting so cute. I wish I could take a picture of
Oh my
her.
gosh, here.
What's
She just
wrong,
did a little eye
Mama?
scratch. She's like, "You guys have been talking for so long, and I'm just
We're almost done.
We're almost done, Mama.
I also definitely quit Big Lots in like the most 18-year-old way.
Oh no.
I definitely went in and then like in the middle of my shift went, "Yeah, this is going to be my last night."
I've never. Well, I have done the quit and run situation.
I didn't know about a 2 weeks notice. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
I
That's
had just
Big
graduated
Lots.
high school and it was
Yeah.
Big Lots. Yeah.
That's how I quit Panera.
Yeah.
Oh, you just said I'm done.
Well, because I got a new job, and they were like, "Oh, can you start in 2 weeks?" And or like, "When's the earliest you can start?" And I was like, "I'd like to give my 2 weeks notice to be respectful," because I also was like on a path to be like on the catering side of
Oh.
Panera, and they were like kind of
Grooming you.
a bit, and
Wow, our lights are just not having it today. That whole strip is gone.
it's like we are also over this.
yeah.
And then
We agree with Heidi.
yeah. So I said, I need to give 2 weeks. And they're like, okay, sounds good. And then they were like, is there any chance you can start any sooner? And I think I just had a bad day. And I was like, you know what? Yes, I can. So I went in.
You betcha.
I went in and I was like, hey, I just got this new job, talking to the GM. And I was like, so they want me to actually start Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you don't give us 2 weeks notice, you're going to be blacklisted and you can't work at another Panera.
God forbid.
And I was like, you know what? I think I'll be okay.
I worked at a coffee shop for like a week and a half when I lived on the island.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah. I got fired.
That
It
checks.
was okay. It was because it was like peak summer,
Season.
peak season.
Yeah.
They needed a barista who already knew what she was doing, and I didn't.
And that was clear.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a quick little goal getter updates? Do we have any goal getter updates? Yeah. Kelly, would you like to kick us off?
Sure.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So my goals, as a reminder, as a reminder, were to read more, which I finished my first book.
Crushed it.
Hand over
So,
fist, bruh.
Starting my next book, very excited about that. My second goal getter was to move my body more, which I still don't have a gym membership, but we have started doing nightly yoga.
How cute is that?
Cute.
Adorbs.
You got the
So-
jam man to do some yoga?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was his idea.
Yeah. Dope.
And I
right?
rolled with it. I was like, let's
Is he
go.
flexible?
Surprisingly, yes. More flexible than me.
He was rolling out his back the other night, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of surprised that
Yeah.
he can get down low.
Yeah.
And get back up.
And get back up.
Yeah.
That's great.
And we went for
And
some walks.
We went for some walks. So I'm feeling good about my. I see, even Hutch is really just ready for us to.
We're wrapping it up.
And then I've just been, I feel like, more productive with pod stuff. And
You have been crazy productive. All of us have, but
feeling good about
you're
my
killing it, dude.
routine.
Yeah, and we're having a routine. Look at us thriving.
Yeah.
I thank you for your updates. Thank you for thriving and being just such a badass. What was I?
Your goal getters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
it was
updates?
that. After Gemini Moon, I feel like I'm more of a human, so that's cool. I am moving my body more often. I'm still waiting for the Ozempic shot to be approved, or not approved, but to get here. You kind of have to grab Heidi by her elbows.
Well, I was afraid because Hutch got mad that I was
Oh.
picking her up.
Hutch, don't be jealous, Bubs. Look at her face. She's like,
you can't have a widow
please,
potato.
Aunt
You have me
Kelly,
and I'm
I
the big
love
potato."
you.
I got him. You're good.
You're fine. There you go. Come on, Heidi, help her out. There you
There
go.
it is.
Heidi.
Oh,
Aw.
a potato. A potato flew around the room.
Anyways, your goal getters.
Yeah. Waiting for the shot to come in so that I could start that process. But then I messaged Helen
Saw Helen.
Hi.
and I did my weigh in at EOS the other day so that I could get a more up to date readout because they have this cool eVolt machine that will pull apart all these different metrics. And it was not a positive reading, but it's fine. I'm educated now. I have the information and now I can do something about it.
Yeah.
And I found a therapist.
Yay!
I don't know if I haven't met with her yet, but I am excited to meet with her. I meet with her next week.
Nice.
I actually think I'm going to ask her opinion of EMDR and if she has anyone that she would recommend.
Is
Because
that the brain zappy?
it's the light one, the brain zappy. Is it the one where you electrocute your brain cells? No,
I
not
want
that
to do
one.
that one.
Hardcore. Yeah, because I don't know. I'm just really interested in seeing what EMDR could unlock. Kelly, do you remember a couple weeks ago we were talking on our one-on-one and because we've been talking about our past so much, you keep having more memories pop up out of nowhere. I'm having similar things, and I feel like EMDR would be interesting to kind of keep going down that path of healthfully unveiling stuff that I've blacked out.
Yeah.
Because I think emotionally I'm in a really good grounded place that I wasn't before I got married.
Yeah.
And because I don't have a normal 9 to 5 anymore.
She's licking my hand.
Yeah, it's a
She
lot of kisses.
She loves kisses.
You can pull your hand away. It's very wet.
I'd rather it be my hand than my leg, though.
Oh,
Okay.
she'll stop though. She loves fingers.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Thank you.
salty.
She loves a finger.
Nope.
Nope.
Gross.
So health-wise, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Book-wise, or no, not book-wise, pod-wise, feeling great.
Mhm.
Growth has been going really well, but slow, which is fine.
We just got another follower
Oh, wonderful.
on Instagram.
We lost one before.
She started following us from our reel.
Oh, great. What's her name? Shout her out.
Well,
No.
nope. I'm not gonna read that out loud.
Let me see it. I can't. Oh.
Thank you. Oh.
It's
Thanks.
unaliving adjacent?
Yeah,
We're a little
Yeah.
confused. It's fine. We all are welcome here.
Welcome.
we're so close to 100 followers.
I know. I think
On
we'll get
Instagram.
here.
We have 2 more.
We'll get there by the end of the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
It's so close. Oh, Heidi, I'm so sorry. Heidi has given Kelly's knee a little lick sesh.
Little bath.
She just loves to just
Go to
give
town.
kisses.
Thank you so much.
My
what
goal
are-
getters.
But I think I have one more goal getter. What's
Oh,
my
I
other
don't know.
goal getter?
Reading.
No.
Book reading, pod,
It is-
social, fitness, health.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing all right. How are you doing?
I have moved my body. I went for some good hot girl walks.
Nice.
Not at the gym. I
'Cause it's
canceled my gym
beautiful.
membership
It's
because
beautiful
it's
outside.
so nice out, and a friend of mine is able to get us into some really cool parks.
Oh yeah, you went to
Um,
the botanical gardens.
Went to the Desert Botanical Gardens.
That's so
It was
fun.
beautiful. It was a really clear day. It was right before all the rain.
Mm.
And so all of the like pollution layer had gone down. And so we
Nice.
could like see everything, and it was so beautiful. And it was so funny. I have not been there since I was a kid.
Oh wow.
And the elementary school we went to used to go there every single year. That was
Yeah.
the field trip you went on every spring.
Mhm.
And so I had not been there since 5th or 6th grade.
That's so fun.
But it's changed so much, and they have some really cool art installations that they switch in and out.
Yeah.
So we had a blast, and we just walked, and
I love a hot girl walk that isn't just on a treadmill.
that too. And I think that's so our plan is to do all of these like outdoor ones
Good.
while it's nice out, and then we can get into the aquarium
Ooh.
and the zoo. And
Do you like aquariums, right, Kel?
Yes.
Love
loves an
aquariums.
aquarium?
Have you been to the Chicago Aquarium? Have we talked about this?
I've never been to Chicago.
Is that the shed?
Yeah, the Shed Aquarium.
Yeah, we've been.
It's so beautiful.
That's really cool.
I would love to take you there. It is the Harry Potter of aquariums. Oh, Hutch is
Interesting.
coming in.
Oh,
God bless you. Any other goal getters? You moving your body?
I'm moving my body a little bit. I bought a walking pad for the house
Oh yeah, Bless you,
because
Heidi.
I'm having a really hard time being able to. There's another one coming. Get to the gym and do editing, especially because I'm editing almost every single night after work.
Yeah.
So I bought a walking pad for the house
Yep.
so that I can do the thing. My health insurance kicked in this last week, so I went and did I literally like instantly went online and booked a Zoom appointment with my psychiatrist so that I could get my meds re-upped. Went and picked those up yesterday. And then she's also sending my information over to a nutritionist
Nice.
to maybe talk a little bit with someone like that.
I'm interested to hear how you like or dislike or just your opinion of the nutritionist, because I have gone the nutritionist route too.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you about my story
Yeah.
until you have yours. I don't know what I did.
You hit a doorbell. I don't know. My last real experience with like hardcore weight loss stuff
Yeah.
was in around like 2015, 2016. And I lost a lot of weight,
Right.
but I didn't do it in a very healthy way. And especially mentally, it was not a good time for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with food tracking. Food tracking for me goes dark real quick.
Because you become obsessed.
Because I become obsessed, and then I just don't eat.
Yeah.
So
Because it becomes a numbers game in your
Yeah.
head of like, I need to punish myself kind
Yeah.
of if I have gone over.
yeah.
Okay, well that's exciting. Keep
So,
us in the loop
yeah.
with the nutritionist. I'm excited to hear what
Yeah,
you
I
think.
have to send them my last blood work that I had done back in like August. So gonna do that.
Cool.
And then I need to email my therapist.
Yay,
Look at that
therapy.
cute
We're just thriving, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I haven't seen my therapist in 3 months.
We know.
I miss her.
We know.
We love Allison.
You say it a lot.
She's great.
You say
She's the best.
I'm going to clip every time over the last 11 episodes of how many times you've referenced. So I'm don't
Not
have
in therapy
insurance
right now.
for 3 months. I haven't seen my therapist in 3 months, but
I miss her.
almost 90 days.
Almost. I miss her.
I like it. We just get a little update every time.
Yeah.
Let
We're
us know how
invested
she
at
is.
this point.
Yeah, I
Next time.
can't wait to hear about her.
She's great.
Maybe we can have her on Patreon.
Yeah.
She's very strict about client.
She wouldn't be
boundaries.
interviewed for something.
I don't think so. Not with a client.
Schmeep schmoop. Well, hey, thanks for chilling with us, Hutchie. Guy, you're really missing out if you're not watching us on YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's just
Take like when you want to go to do cardio, take us out and put us on the treadmill with you, and we'll keep you entertained. Right, Hutch?
sometimes my whip.
Look at that little boy.
Yeah.
So now that you made it to the end, it's time for you to engage. Please share this video. Please comment on this video. How about tell us a money story, a finance story, a horror story? What do we want to hear?
I don't know. All of the above.
Anything money related.
Yeah, tell us anything money. Like,
Tell
what's
us about your first job.
spender? Are you a saver?
Yeah.
What's something you're saving for?
Ooh,
What's-
I would like to hear that. What's your dream that you're saving for? Yeah. I think ours are a house together.
a different house.
Land.
Yeah.
Kelly and I want a stack of townhouses.
We were saying like a fourplex or
Yeah.
something.
Not the barndominium anymore.
I don't want
Well-
to burn them.
Okay.
Maybe
Jason's
a-
dream is a barn dominium.
know.
though, so-
Well, Jensen can have his barndominium to himself.
Maybe that's his
he
new man
might
cave.
enjoy that.
He
He
might.
probably would.
Guys, I like spending time with him though.
I know.
Well,
That's
you
why
would-
you married him.
You would be allowed in the barndominium. It would be like a fortress. Only Kelly and Jansen can
Yeah.
get in.
because he's
And the dogs.
Batman.
Because he's Batman.
Yeah. He would love that.
I know.
You really would. So yeah, in the comments, we want to hear what you're saving for. Like, what is the dream that you're putting out there? Because, you know, as millennials and younger, retirement's not going to be a thing that exists for us or any kind of financial assistance by the time we get to that age. So be a little delulu with us in the comments.
It all comes back to me being a prepper. Let's go.
Barndominium.
I'll bring the salt.
Costco
Got
queen.
salt.
Hashtag Costco queen in the comment section. All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you. All right.
Hey, have a happy holiday and Christmas and Hanukkah
Yes.
and whatever you're celebrating. This is our last episode of 2023. Thanks for spending the last few months with us.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So much more to come in 2024. You won't hear from us until the new year on the 8th. But if you miss us and you want to hang, you should come do so on Patreon. We have exclusive content. We have 2 other shows that we film. One is called Tarot Time. The other is called Buds and Buns. Both are a rocking good time. But we also do freebies, downloadables, behind the scenes content, and much, much more to come. Plus we do spicy stories. Yeah, we like spill the tea a little bit hotter on the old Patreon.
Scalded.
And it's $5 a month. That's it.
Yeah.
Negligible, cheaper than any coffee drink out there at this time.
Speaking of finances, I spent too much money on the worst latte I've ever had the other day.
From where?
I don't want to say because they're really nice and they make great pastries and the vibes are great.
Yeah.
But the coffee was
Terrible.
the worst oat milk latte. First of all, how do you mess up an
How do you
oat milk
mess
latte?
it? Well, how do you mess up a
Disgusting.
latte?
It was not drinkable.
Okay, well, tell us the tea after we
Okay, bye.
end this show. My sister, by contract, also named Kelly.
Hey.
Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for starting a podcast with me in 2023.
Yeah, what a wild ride we're on.
Truly.
Exciting.
Sister by blood.
Ayo.
I love you.
I love you. We love you too.
I'm Bailey Gabbert. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Say your names.
My name is Kelly.
And my name is Halsey.
And we are Blood and Contracts. We'll see you in 2024.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.